Okay, let's discuss this time the proteins. So, protein is a naturally occurring and branch polymer in which the monomer unit or the repeating unit is the amino acid. In order for it to be classified as protein and not peptide, okay, protein must have at least 40 amino acid residues. So, kapag less than 40, peptide lang siya maka-classify. Okay? So, protein is a very long polypeptide. Okay? And we have classifications of proteins based on the peptide that is present in the chain. Okay? If there's only one peptide chain, we call it monomeric protein. Now, if there are more than one, of course, that would be multimeric protein. We also have classification based on the chemical composition that is present in the protein. If the content of the protein is purely amino acid residues, okay, so purong amino acid lang siya, it's known as simple protein. However, if there are non-amino acid entities like organic or inorganic molecules, which we call prosthetic groups, and therefore that protein would be classified as conjugated protein. So ulitin natin, simple will only have amino acids, while conjugated meron siyang non-amino acids. And these non-amino acid could either be organic or inorganic, which we collectively known as prosthetic groups. Okay, so let's have an example of this conjugated proteins. We have hemoproteins, lipoproteins, glycoproteins, phosphoproteins, nucleoproteins, and metalloproteins. From the name itself, makikita natin kung ano yung prosthetic group or the non-amino entities. For hemoproteins, of course, the heme unit. An example of these hemoproteins are hemoglobin, which actually carries oxygen in the blood, and myoglobin, which actually is an oxygen binder in the muscle. For lipoprotein, the prosthetic group is the lipid. Examples of these are the LDL and HDL. We know these two are both lipid carrier, and we know that um, LDL is the low density lipoprotein, which is also known as the bad cholesterol because it let the cholesterol stays in the body, while the high density lipoprotein are the good cholesterol because it delivers the cholesterol to the liver for excretion. Okay, then the next conjugated protein is the glycoprotein, from the word glyco, meaning the prosthetic group is a carbohydrate. So we have gamma globulin, which is an antibody, mucin, which is a lubricant in the mucus secretion, and interferon, which is an antiviral protection. Another is the phosphoprotein. The conjugated protein phosphoprotein has a prosthetic group, phosphate group. Okay, an example of this is the glycogen phosphorylase. It ends with ASE, so therefore that could function as an enzyme. And then we have nucleoproteins. Nucleoproteins, the prosthetic group here is the nucleic acid. We have ribosomes, which is a site for protein synthesis in the cell. And we also have nucleoproteins in the form of viruses, which is a self-replicating and they are very infectious. For metalloproteins, their prosthetic group is metal ions. We have iron ferritin, which serves as a storage complex for iron. We have zinc alcohol dehydrogenase. This is an enzyme in alcohol oxidation. Okay, so these are the examples of conjugated proteins together with their prosthetic groups.